This video, obviously by the title, is my reasons for not really liking transhumanism. That's about it. So to start off, I just want to really add that transhumanism, I do not believe, should really be in political theory. Not that it's just, a dumb idea inherently, although it is a dumb idea, but it really doesn't fit more into one particular ideology than it does any other. And I mean, unless you're going to argue that under capitalism, it would be used in a more of a elitist way, and in socialism it would be more widespread and given, freely or based off of need. But that's different. Transhumanism is just a bare scientific concept in a vision of the future than it is a political tenet. So first, my first argument against it is that in order to get to the point in which we would need or be able to produce that technology, the capitalist infrastructure would need to be maintained for the long time in which we would need to get there, and then continue to be there to implement these changes to the human body. And as we already know, the capitalist infrastructure, I mean the current mining rates, the oil production, the deforestation, and no, we can't completely eliminate our need for oil. Oil is used as more than just a fuel. It's a material to which we make plastic, which is another complete basis of our entire current mode of life, as it finds its way into every sort of technology, every sort of device, every sort of anything that came out of the 21st century, and is almost irreplaceable. And even if we were to use plastics that were derived from plants or biofuel, they would degrade much quicker than if we were to use our mined oil, because organic plastics are inherently biodegradable. And if we were to find a way in order to make an organic plastic which was not biodegradable, we'd still be producing waste which we could not get rid of, which is another inherent flaw of capitalism. So that's that. And it's somewhat to do with that. The large scale needed to provide everyone with upgrades so there arises no new domination of populations over others would also need even more production and even larger infrastructure than the current capitalist one that we already have, considering that the technology which we have now, which we need even more of in order to spread over the whole world, and even more so to become even more and more advanced to get to that point, would be not infinitely, but would be exponentially more environmentally detrimental than what we already have. And considering that we live in a finite environment, that's not really a very viable choice for the future of humanity. And also, if some people may say, oh, but we're going to leave planet Earth someday, our technology will become so great, we'll find a way to make a magical spaceship and fly after some Earth-like planet. No, that's not going to happen. We're never going to be able to do that. That's not going to happen. I mean, sure, you'll never be able to know for certain because we can't know the possibilities of science. We don't know everything, but that's not going to happen. Imagine the population of the planet within even the next 10 years, as even within the last 50 years, the population of planet Earth has doubled. We're not going to find some technology that will zoom us off to some other distant Earth-like planet. And even if we do, the infrastructure which we have at that point would require the exponential use of resources there, which we'd inevitably run out of. So it would be just a constant race around the galaxy to find new Earth-like planets, which we'd completely deplete. And not only that, but those are finite as well, as there are a finite number of planets in the Milky Way. And don't even start with the universe. That I've already gone too far with this argument, with the very idea that we're even going to leave Earth. So not only that, but just upgrades as they are wouldn't help people's conditions or make their life happier or more fulfilled, which is the strive of all living beings. They'd only raise the norm. So, as it's kind of obvious, life and who we are is a result of a mixture of our struggles and what we do in order to overcome those struggles. We have things that we need to go to rise over. We have things that we need to do. If we were to make our conditions better, then we'd both be creating new needs which we'd then have to fulfill, but we'd then get used to that position, and there would really be no objective improvement on our livelihoods. I mean, sure, you may say, well, you know, someone living in a mansion in the first world is much more, you know, has a much better life than someone living in like a tribe, like a more barbarian tribe. But that doesn't measure happiness. We already know that money does not measure fulfillment. The state of living does not measure personal growth of the individuals, as it's obvious that what we desire personally is only a reflection of our environment and our own society. And I think that only the idea that we need to constantly improve and we need more and more sort of upgrades on our own humanity is only a product of the consumerist mindset of constant expansion, and that better technology will always improve our lives. It's really just that's really all I see it as. It doesn't. I would actually personally, and I think many people would agree, much rather live very simply than in some sort of, you know, future super technologically advanced society. So, you know, this video wasn't as good quality because I don't even have a script for it. I'm just talking away. I just have some bullet points down. I usually have a whole script. And I think this will actually be maybe my last video of being serious. I'm actually, you know, I'm actually more of a music person.